If someone says they're totally stoked or amped, for example, I'm stoked about this video, do you have any idea what they're talking about? Or if I told you this lesson is going to be legit, what do you think I mean by that? If you're not sure, that's exactly what we're going to focus on today. I want to help you add 15 new positive slang words to your English vocabulary right now. Now, I do need to be honest and tell you that I don't use all of the slang that I'm going to teach you today. The truth is, some of it just isn't part of my vocabulary, and there are also some examples that I feel a little bit too old to use. There's always slang that tends to be used more often by young people. But I'm teaching you these slang words today because, number one, you might want to add some of them to your vocabulary, and number two, these are slang words that you're going to hear in conversations on TV and in movies, and I want you to understand what they mean. So in this lesson, I'll share with you exactly what these new slang words are, what they mean, and how to use them. Then at the end, I've got an opportunity for you to immediately practice using them. Now, before we get started, there's one little reminder about slang. Slang is casual. So you might use this language with coworkers that you know really well, friends and family members. All right, number one for today is props. I'm giving you props for joining me in this lesson today. So what exactly are props and why am I giving them to you? Props is a word that we use when we want to say that we respect someone or we want to highlight something amazing that they've done. And it's actually a shortened form of the word proper. For example, to show someone their proper respect. I'll give you another example of how you might use this word, and it's a little bit like telling someone that they've done a great job. With a colleague at work, you could say something like, "I've got to give you props for how you handled that difficult client. She was really annoying." Number two is kudos, and this is super similar to props. To give someone kudos is basically congratulating them, giving them respect, or telling them that they've done a great job. So we can use this in all kinds of situations. For example, a great boss might say, "That project was a huge success. Kudos to everyone on the team." Number three, epic. When something is great, amazing, or memorable, you could also use the word epic to describe it. For example, we had an epic vacation. When you use that word, it's more than good. It's better than great even. It's amazing. It was the most awesome vacation you've ever had. Or if you're binge watching a show that you really love and the final episode was completely unexpected and amazing, you might say that it was epic. Now, we are focused on positive slang today, but the word epic can also be combined with the word fail when something really stupid or ridiculous happens. For example, last weekend I was at my brother's house and I walked into a glass door. It was a total epic fail and super embarrassing. Number four, on fire. When we describe someone or something as being on fire, it means that it's going really well or they're doing a fantastic job. For example, our team is on fire right now and we're going to finish the project before the deadline. Number five is amped. This is one of several words that we have in English that talk about how we feel when we're super excited about something. For example, I'm totally amped about this concert tonight, or I'm totally amped for my vacation. Similar to amped is number six, psyched. Again, psyched means that you're really excited about something and looking forward to it. For example, you might say that your daughter is really psyched about her birthday party this weekend. Number seven, to have a blast. This one is very common. When someone says that they had a blast, it means they had a really good time or even a fantastic time. Maybe one of your friends recently had a birthday dinner, and at the end of the evening you could say, "Thank you so much, I had a blast." We also use this before something happens when we want to tell someone that we hope they have a really good time. For example, if you're going on vacation next week, I might say, have a blast on your vacation. In other words, have a great time. Number 8 is nailed it. If you've joined us for Fluency School or any of our courses, you've definitely heard the Speak Confident English team use this. It's one of our favorites. It's a common way to say that someone did something perfectly well or they did a great job. So often when I'm working with my students on how to improve confidence and fluency, when they do something really well, I love to say that they've nailed it. At the end of this lesson, you'll definitely get the opportunity to practice some of this new slang, and if you get it right, I'll let you know that you nailed it. Number 9 is next level. And this one is interesting because it could actually be good or bad, so we have to be really careful and clear about how we're using it. If something is next level, it goes beyond normal or average. So that means something might be really impressive or totally ridiculous. I'm going to give you 2 example sentences, and I want you to see if you can tell which one has a positive meaning and which one is negative. And here's a hint. Definitely pay attention to the vocabulary and my intonation to help you. Sentence number 1, oh my gosh, your presentation was next level. And number 2, I can't believe how unprofessional he was. That was like next level. All right, what do you think? Which one of those was positive and which was negative? Number 1 was definitely positive. I wanted to tell my colleague that her presentation was amazing. And number 2 was definitely negative. It means that someone was shockingly unprofessional. Number 10 is lit. This is one of the slang words that I don't really use because I feel a little bit too old and it's just not part of my vocabulary, but you'll hear it often. And if something is lit, it means that it's exciting or great. For example, if your favorite singer just came out with a new song and you love it, you might say that her new song is totally lit. Now, this one again, we have to be a little careful with because used in a different context, the word lit could also mean that someone had a little bit too much alcohol to drink. If one of your colleagues says, last night I got totally lit, they probably mean that they drank way too much alcohol and got drunk or hammered or loaded. All of those mean to drink way too much alcohol. Number 12 is woke. This one has a long, interesting history, and it's come into general use over the last several years. It's generally used to describe someone who's fully aware of what's going on in the world and some of the most challenging issues of our time. For example, someone who understands and or recognizes the realities of racism or sexism and so on. Here's an example of how you might use or hear this word. If you've got a friend who doesn't believe in the realities of racism today, then she needs to get woke. Number 12 is legit. And when used, it means that something is extremely good or that it's authentic, it's real. If you don't live in Italy, but there's an Italian restaurant that opened where you live, and you describe it as being totally legit, you're saying that it's very authentic and exceptionally good. And I can tell you that there's definitely an Italian place near me that's legit. Number 13 is to be in the loop, and that's exactly what you're doing today. To be in the loop means to be up to date or in the know, and this is used in business every day in English. We can also use in the loop with the verbs keep or stay. For example, after a business meeting, your boss might say, keep me in the loop on this project, which means give your boss regular updates about the project. Or if all your friends are making plans for Friday night, but you're not sure right now if you'll be able to join them, you might say, I'm not sure I can make it, but keep me in the loop and I'll let you know if anything changes. In other words, you still want all the details because if your schedule changes, you definitely want to join them. Number 14 is bay. This is another one on the list that I don't really use, but it has become extremely popular. So you'll hear it in song lyrics, everyday conversation, TV shows, and movies. There's some disagreement about where this word originally came from. Some say that it's the short form of the word babe or baby, which we'll talk more about in a moment, and others say that it's an acronym for the words before anyone else. And we use it to refer to the person that we're in love with. So it might be your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife. But we don't use it for colleagues at the office, and we don't use it for our children either. It's really for that person that you feel those romantic love feelings for. So you might hear someone say, "Last night I stayed home with my bae and we watched Game of Thrones." And finally, positive slang term number 15 is the word babe, which we just talked about a moment ago. Similar to the word bae, men and women use babe as a term of endearment for that person that they love. For example, you might ask your partner or spouse, "Hey babe, where do you want to go for dinner tonight?" Or, "Hey babe, will you go to the grocery store on your way home from work?" And finally, babe can also be used to say that someone is extremely good looking or attractive. For example, Bradley Cooper is a total babe in that new movie. And with that, you've got 15 new positive slang words that you can add to your daily English. Now, before you go, I want you to practice some of these words, and I've got 3 challenge questions for you. Number 1, who would you like to give props or kudos to and why? Number 2, tell me about a time that you totally nailed something. What was it or what happened? And number 3, what is something that you're really amped or psyched about? You can share your answers to those questions with me just below the video in the comments. And if you loved this lesson, I've got a full playlist for you with other lessons on advanced vocabulary, including my most popular lesson on 10 smart words to use at work. You can also let me know that this lesson was helpful to you by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to this channel so you never miss a future Confident English lesson. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.